Well, good afternoon. Happy 4th of July. Originally I intended to have the video of putting the head gasket back on, putting the head gasket on the head on, but I'm waiting on parts to come from Upes. I've got a new water pump coming, which took me, I don't know, 27 years to find on the interweb. And when we moved up here, we've only been up here a little over a year, I have not had the need of my torque wrench, and in search of a torque wrench, I do not have a torque wrench, so we cannot put the head on today till I buy another torque wrench. But what we are going to do is, if you can get a look down the throat of this thing, there's a cigarette butt lodged down in there, you'll find. I don't know if you can see it from there or not. But our goal today is to get this carburetor taken apart, if it will come apart. It is really, I mean, I've done probably 3,000 or 4,000 carburetors in my life, and I don't think that's an exaggeration because I did carburetors for years. I don't know that I've ever seen one quite this bad. And the bad part is, at some point in this car's life, if you look right there, if you can make it out, it says rebuilt. So this is not the original unit. This was put on there at some point and long enough to get grunged up like this. I'd appreciate if you do me a favor, if you'd hit like, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe. I mean, if you're watching this today and you're not subscribed, it's just a matter of clicking a button and then you're helping me out by watching it. But we're going to begin by spraying a lot of stuff and scraping a lot of stuff and taking a lot of stuff. And let's get into this carburetor here and see what we can find. The throttle is, I finally got it to move.
Excuse the loud noises.
Yeah, excuse the
We
cars
live
going
by
by.
a
I think I can get the cigarette butt out of there.
very busy road.
Yeah.
So please.
Well, maybe I can get the cigarette butt out of there.
Excuse
it's not
the
a cigarette
noise.
butt, it's a leaf. Okay. And a spider. You know how much I like spiders. All right, we're going to start by taking what's left of this choke apart. And I have to put my eyes on, so you're going to have to forgive me. This is, it's called a heat riser choke. It has a metal tube that comes from a little heater on the exhaust manifold, and that hot air radiates up into this orifice here and heats up a coil, which I'm about to show you, inside this housing here. It's adjustable, but ooh, are you going to come out? There we go. And as the spring expands with the heat from the manifold, it opens the choke. At least that's what it's supposed to do. It's probably the poorest design of automatic choke on earth, but it's what we have. I would love to find a little one-barrel carburetor that would fit this thing and put an electric choke on it, but because of the way whatever the engineers came up with on this linkage, for some reason, with this little curly Q here and this, it's just going to be next to impossible to find. So we're going to go with this one, and I'm dropping screws, which seems to be the forte. I should maybe call this dropping parts and tools. Oh, that's not good. It's let's give it a little.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah, you can take a look in there. That's yeah, let's just, oh, there we go. Let's just give it a little love here. Children, don't try this at home. Okay, I got a feeling that's going to be some evidence of things to come. Let's get this throat off here. I can't tell you, I appreciate, you know, I've got 70 views now, which blows my mind. And I've got 16 subscribers. So I need a lot more subscribers to give a little love. We'd like to do more of this. Now this video is kind of impromptu. This is the only content I have right now. There's not a whole lot I can do. I was going to change out the tire with the rim that's in the back of the car, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. But it was ate up with the consumption, so the rim's unusable. I have one rim that's usable, and it's got a 1963 bias ply spare tire on it. And here in just a bit, I'm going to take a run into town and see if, by a miracle of God, that a tire shop has some 14-inch used 14-inch tire in stock. I'd like to be able to move the Rambler around to the shade when I want to. My hand in the way? Okay. My wife's telling me my hand is in the way. I understand this video is going to be a little tedious, but you know, you almost got to ask yourself a question. If this thing ran, and that's kind of a neat thing. The story I like a car with a story. The story behind this car is that an old man drove it. He owned a farm. Oh my goodness, that is snug. He owned a farm. Okay, don't get mad at it. Just give it a little love there. And ended up in a nursing home. Now that's not the best part of the story. And this car drove back into a garage in a shelter on the farm. And when the elder statesman passed away, as families do, they sold the farm. And when the gentleman that I was fortunate enough to run onto up in Spencer came onto this Rambler, when he bought the farm, he opened the shelter, and there it was. And it had been sitting since 1991 is the story. So we're going to have to figure out in the state of North Carolina how to get a bonded title, and there's going to be a lot of things down the road with this thing. But you got to ask yourself the question, if the 57,000 miles that's showing on the odometer is legit, how does this happen that the carburetor is this gunked up and carboned up and sludged up, just sitting in the building, unless it was full of gas? Because in order to have the tar, there has to have been standing gas. And every old car that you find, whether it's on Marketplace or Craigslist or wherever, the adage is always ran when parked. It doesn't matter whether it did or not, that's what they're going to tell you, that it ran when it was parked. Well, if this ran when it was parked, I would be in an absolute state of amazement. But you have to take people at their word, you know what I mean? Get the needle. This is the fuel inlet where the needle, it came out, but it was a little hesitant, where the needle and seat go. And I need y'all, if you're a child of God and you're watching this, and I hope you have a relationship with the Lord. If not, we intend to, in this channel, give you opportunity to do that on and off. Say a little prayer that I don't tear any gaskets, because I have searched high and low, and there is no overhaul kit for this carburetor. So I have to get this apart without destroying all these gaskets. And I have all this linkage to, we're going to give it a little love on the side here. Let's see if we can jar some of this loose without breaking the case. I've never personally been into this style of carburetor, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to get into. But I have a hunch it's not going to be good. Now this is, whoops, don't want to lose the needle valve. This is the air mixture screw. This is how you adjust the air fuel mixture in the carburetor. It's you've heard the term adjusting a carburetor. Well, this is, yes, it's bad as well. I'm trying not to. If you've watched my other two videos, you'll understand that I drop things a lot. So if I drop these, I'm in this grass. As you can see, the Amazon jungle down here below me. If I drop this in this grass, I am
Done.
Yeah, I'm done. I think all the screws are, well, wait a minute. What do we have going on here? Is that part of the case? I see those. That's what I'm looking at. Is that part of the case on this carburetor? Or does that come off separate? It looks like, well, if it does, that would be the weirdest setup I've ever seen. Let me clean this off a little bit, and we'll go for what? Where would this world be without gum carburetors? And I'm not sponsored by them, but it's just I would be open to that. But if anybody from Gum Out happens to be watching, I would love to be sponsored by your product. I also have Super Tech Brake Clean, another can of Gum Out, and I have a can of ether because my plan today was to explode a tire up onto a wheel and show you how to do that. But as dangerous as it sounds, it is. But it just didn't transpire today. I don't think that comes off separate. Although it does feel like there might be a gasket there. I have to get a smaller screwdriver. I will be right back.
So this is what we do. Run and fetch. But as I'll let y'all have a better look at this. I personally do not know what I'm looking at, but I'll let you look.
And I am right back. Structured Chaos should maybe be the name of this channel. I don't know. I never have. You ever run into that where it doesn't matter what project you start, you grab the tools that you know you need, and without fail, you miss one. And it's probably not going to be the first one I miss, but we're going to take these screws out and see where they go. Be like Bob Ross. We're going to take out this happy little screw and move it over here. I really need a shop towel to put all this stuff in, but I don't have one right now, and I'm not going to get up again. So let's see what, oh, all my carburetor numbers. Cool. Well, it looks like they go all the way through. So we're going to give this a little love tap. Well, would you look at that? That is, I believe, hold on. There's the accelerator pump. Well, of all the carburetors I've done in my life, I have never seen this setup before. That comes out. Let's see what that is. That is, well, that's the metering rod. Okay, that is, let me lay it out there for you. That is the metering rod, and it is equally as gummed up as everything else is. And we have another screw under here. Well, wasn't that nice of them to put that right there? The good news is the gasket survived. That's fine. Wonder what the, I'm afraid, scared. I'm a skirt to see what this accelerator pump's going to look like, because as aforementioned, I'll never find one. It's got a little clip here that I should have got a little pick. Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, that fell down through there. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let me get that clip out of there before I lose it. Yeah, let me get that clip out of there before, let me get that clip out. Let me get that clip out. Well, what in the world? Oh, I knew that. I knew that. Now, we have one more piece of linkage, but I think this will come out of here. Let me get my dead blow brass hammer and give a little wrap. Ah, we have separation. Do we have complete separation? I do not know. The accelerator pump seems to be hanging up. What is holding us here? I think this is holding us. This should, oh, it looks bad in here. It looks really bad. What is, I don't understand. I don't understand. What is the holdup here? Okay, do we have something else go? Oh, that's nice. There's the gasoline that's in it. Gives me great hope of what's in the tank that has a hole in it. Okay, that's not holding us. There's got to be another linkage rod I'm not seeing. It appears to be. I got a gnat flying in my left ear. Lord. Ah. Okay, it appears to be the accelerator pump that's holding us. Now that should, in a perfect world. Ah. Aha. My eyes are not as good as they used to be. But then again, nothing is as good as it used to be. No memory. They say the memory, I don't know if you've heard this, but the memory, they say, is the second thing to go. I can't for the life of me remember what the first one was. Nothing like a little humor, and that was very little humor. Okay, now if I lose this, Clara, so I want you to take note.
See it.
Well, I'm putting it in the choke housing. And I'm going to ask in about 30 seconds, honey, where'd I put that? Okay, now that that's unhooked, let's slide this off of here, I believe. This carburetor I have never seen before. Of all the carburetors I've done. Well, what in the world? That should come out of there now like a loose cork. It should pivot. It should come right out of there. Because I took the thing off. It should come right out of there. But it's not coming right out of there. Help me understand this thing. All right. Well, accelerator pump is stuck. Aha. Uno momento, por favor. Now, I still don't think it's going to come out with this, but we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it the old college try here. Give that a little bump there. There we go. All right, now do you come off? You should come right off there. All right, you're not coming out. Why are you not coming out? Oh, okay.
Is it supposed to? I don't know.
Well, it's coming. I'm just going to tell you, folks, it's coming out of there. If I've got to get the torches out, It is coming out of there. Now, you're disconnected. You're disconnected now. Why aren't you coming out of there? If I'm missing something, put it down there in the doodles. If you're watching this and you're saying, idiot, take that thing out. Because I don't understand why this is happening.
I think Nate may be able to help you with that.
Well, Nate's still a baby he's one of our adopted young'uns. I'm not sure where he's at now. He was in Virginia.
Still is.
Still is. Nate is I won't mention his last name. He's a young man that we adopted. Of the many we've adopted. I'm never getting this off my hands. I just want you to know that. So.
Not really. We have not adopted legally.
Well, no, not legally. We've adopted, hypothetically adopted. Oh, I can't count the number of young'uns that have been through our doors that we have just fallen in love with.
Our children's friends.
Our children's friends, yes. All right, what am I, oh, wait a minute, what do we got going? Is it, no, that doesn't have anything to do with that. Well, aren't you glad you tuned in, folks? It's just going splendidly. This has to come off here. There's just no ifs, ands, or this has to come out of here, come off of here. It should. Well, looks like we're going to learn this one together. I'm missing something in this carburetor. Okay, we got that out. The choke came apart. Is the accelerator pump just stuck in there? Is that what? No, this has to come out of here. Does it unhook in here somewhere? No, it does not.
Well, I think we'll stop here for the moment.
Yeah, I'll be back. Just push pause and I'll get to you when I get this back apart.